In November 2024, when a silver fighter model code named Beatty appeared at the Zhuhai Air Show in China, the cognitive defense line of the U.S. military was instantly torn apart when everyone's eyes were focused on the performance introduction on the display board. This sixth-generation aerospace fighter belonging to China's Nantianmen project was like a sword of Damocles hanging over the Western Pacific. Whether it was a real strategic deterrent or a sophisticated psychological warfare prop, it forced the United States into a dilemma. If it followed, it might repeat the mistakes of the Star Wars plan. If it did not follow, it might permanently lose its control of the sky. Therefore, the Western media racked their brains, trying to convince themselves that Badi was a psychological warfare prop and was simply impossible to achieve. First, Western media believe that flying at Mach 16 will lead to a thermodynamic deadlock. The Mach 16 speed claimed by Badi is simply a fantasy. When the speed exceeds Mach 10, the temperature of the nose will exceed 2,200 degrees Celsius, which exceeds the limit of the existing superalloys. This is a thermodynamic deadlock. If Badi achieves Mach 16, its thermal expansion strength must be increased by 300%, which is equivalent to requiring a steel plate to withstand the continuous burning of volcanic lava. Above Mach 5, the aircraft will be wrapped by the ionospheric plasma sheath. If Beatty really achieves Mach 16 communication as advertised, it means that China has broken through the quantum entanglement communication technology. Secondly, the energy paradox of the space power system. Beatty claims that the use of scramjet engines to achieve cross-medium flight is the most efficient scramjet engine at Mach 3 to 6. When cruising at Mach 4.8, the fuel consumption rate up to 1.5 tons per minute. According to the 22-meter fuselage of Beatty, its fuel tank volume can only support 8 minutes of full-speed flight. In addition, Beatty will also be trapped in the dilemma of vacuum stall. In the space environment, the jet engine will completely fail due to lack of oxidizer. Western media believe that Beatty fighters cannot transcend science fiction and shine into the abyss of reality. The 2024 United Nations Disarmament Conference has clearly banned autonomous space attack systems. If China, as a signatory, breaks this restriction, it will undoubtedly trigger a global space arms race. As for the Nantianmen plan, Western media said it was very sci-fi, but it is limited to sci-fi. If the 24.2-meter-low NG Luan bird is deployed in orbit, it needs to resist the 12G overload when entering the atmosphere. The highest strength titanium, aluminum alloy currently available. The structural mass needs to be increased to 110,000 tons under layer load, which is 40 times more than the International Space Station. And it is impossible to enter orbit. When American experts repeatedly demonstrated how Badi violated the laws of physics, they had to admit that it had achieved a deeper strategic mission with a tiny cost of $2 million for the model. It persuaded the Pentagon to add $18 billion to its R&D budget. With its non-existent existence in an uninstalled state, it forced the NGA project to reset its technical route 3 times. Moreover, with the gentle mask of a cultural product, it completed a fatal test of the U.S. strategic determination. The real power of Badi is not in its titanium alloy fuselage or scramjet engine, but in that it reveals the cognitive fragility of the U.S. military industrial system. This may confirm the warning of former U.S. Secretary of Defense Mattis that the most dangerous weapon is not a nuclear bomb that can destroy a city, but a story that can reshape the enemy's thinking. Under the dazzling lights of the Zhuhai Air Show, Badi is playing a requiem for the U.S. in the era of saving the target dust with the most elegant posture.